friends. Today's topic is happy journey. We travel a lot, and we know how to make our journey happy. When we take any journey by car, suppose it is a long distance, we take care that our car is in good position, its tanks are full, and we have water and food if needed on the way. Weather has to be good. And we go to reach that place, and that place also should be nice, warm weather, and then we enjoy our journey. And it depends on what we are taking. Suppose we are taking a flight, and we want to go to some place to see for the first time. Suppose we are going to Europe, and we are taking flight, and we want our journey to be happy. So for that we should have confirmed airline's ticket. Plane should come on time. And weather should be good. Beautiful scenery we look from the plane down, and it passes through wonderful sceneries and reaches the place. There the weather should be well. And the place we are going for the first time should be up to our expectation. And then we feel the journey is good. And when we come back, we say, yes, it was a very happy journey, wonderful sojourn, and we enjoyed our travel to that place. So, journey is very important. But these are journeys which make us come back here. I'm talking today about another journey that also makes us come back to this world again and again. And that journey we want to be very happy. That journey is our final journey. When we just give up this particular portion of our work in this world, which we call this human life, which we know is temporary, between birth and death, whatever happens, that is human life. And after that, there is journey starts. And that journey has to be a very happy journey. And how to make it happy, that's the thing. How to make that journey happy. In the Gita, it is said that there are two types of journey when we give up this body and take the course to that the world which we do not know. We have heard about Europe, we have heard about Mexico, where we go, we have heard, but we don't know about the world where we go after shedding of this human life. So, what will happen? Scriptures say, nobody has ever come and said, oh, I had been there, it is so nice. Just we read from the scriptures, from our imagination. And the scriptures say, in the Gita it is said, that there are two ways by which we take that journey. One is the way of light, another is the way of darkness. So what is the way of light? Sri Krishna says that people take two ways. One is called Devayana, one is called Pitriyana. The path of gods and path of ancestors. The path of God is one which liberates us finally, and that makes our journey very happy. Path of ancestors also may take us for some happiness again, but again we have to come back to this world to work out our karmas. That may lead to happiness, but temporary happiness. Path of gods will lead us to permanent happiness. What is path of God? Gita says, Agnir Jyoti Raha Shukla Shanmasha Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vidojanaha. The one who understands, who are the knowers of Brahma, there is Brahman by going through the path of gods. What is path of gods? It says it is a path that has fire, light, daytime, the bright fortnight, the 6 months when sun is closer to northern hemisphere. By following this path, persons who are knowers of Brahman attain Brahman when they die. That is when they take the final journey. We won't call death as the death here itself. The song was being sung, beautiful song, and sung such a beautiful chorus. I don't know when they got time to practice it. It is so wonderfully presented. We said, oh my soul, Go to the beautiful, the soul, the beautiful one. Go to that place where there is bliss and there is auspiciousness. Ananda Loka, Mangala Loka. Go in there, O Sundara, O beautiful one, O my soul. Live there. That is all joy. So that type of thing comes when one goes through Devayana. Then the condition they put, Brahma Vidojana. One has to be the knower of Brahman. That is, one has to be a devotee. One has to be a pure person. That person goes through that way where there is fire, light, bright fortnight, 6 months of sun in the northern solstice, and then there is there from that Brahman. That is also not the merging in Brahman, but going to some world where there is a lot of peace. And there is staying for some time, they merge into Brahman. That is the concept. That is called Brahma Loka. Brahma Loka is not becoming Brahman. Brahma Loka is some sphere where our mind, our soul travels. And there is another, for the persons who couldn't lead that good life, who could not be so pure in this life, who attempted but could not. So for them, what is the way? It says, Dhumo Ratris Tatha Krishna Shanmasha Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyoti Yogi Prapya Nivartate. They also tried to become good. They were also yogi. But they couldn't attain in this life. They have attained something. With how they travel, then how they travel? They travel to the path of smoke. There was fire. Smoke and fire are very close. They travel through night, and also the dark fortnight, and the 6 months when sun is closer to southern hemisphere. Following this path, the yogis, having reached the lunar light, return. So that is the concept that yogi go to light, not very bright like the world of Brahma Loka, but where the light of the moon is there. What is described is so different from this moon, maybe. We can say that the soul goes to this moon that we see. But the concept is somewhere there is light, but it goes through darkness and reaches there where there is dim light, not full knowledge is there. And that person again, that yogi again comes back, yogi prapya nivartate, comes to this world again to start the journey. So we have to prepare ourselves for the journey as we travel we take the smaller journey in this world, the smaller tours in this world. The final journey has to be taken care of that way. Everything should be fine. We should have all things that are needed to go and have a happy journey. What are those things? We have come to this world and we are traveling. That journey starts from this journey. We are still journeying. What we do in the world is we are traveling. It's a journey. And in this journey, there is a goal. We have to reach that. Crossing that, we'll reach a final destination where we will be from where we have come. That is our source. And there we come and our journey ends. So while moving in journey in this world, we come across so many things. We are driving a car and you find wonderful sceneries, beautiful meadows, nice hillocks, forests, color change, so nice things. But we go on our path. We have to reach New York. I won't get stuck in Syracuse. I won't get stuck in that valley. I have to reach New York. What we do? We see, enjoy, but we proceed further in our travel by car. In this world also, that is the way we have to go, keeping the goal intact and careful about the goal, not forgetting. We meet with so many nice things, so many difficult roads. We need wonderful family, children, neighbors, our school, college, earning money, jobs. So many things we get in the world. But those all are like sceneries that we not need get attached and fixed on that. Those are all passing phases we need to know as the beautiful sceneries while we travel. And those phases will all will be separated. They will not be with us when we reach the goal. One day we will have to be separated from all those sceneries. And we should not get caught into that. When, like the traveling thing, when you find the sceneries and we go ahead, keeping the goal in view and enjoying the sceneries, enjoying the beautiful things that this world gives, we need to proceed further. Then that will be called happy journey when we reach the goal. If we go and we don't reach the place, it's all darkness, it's raining, snowing very fast, and we're stuck upon the way. So how the journey will be happy? That journey is not happy. So we need to be careful about the goal, about the place we want to reach, about how to reach there. And when we enjoy the world, scenery, and then finally have the goal in our mind intact and proceed with that view in mind and reach the goal, then we say, yes, journey was so good. We saw so much rainbows. It's so beautiful forest, nice fall colors. I enjoyed my journey. That should be the final thing when we are going to leave this body. Oh God, this life was so good you gave me. Now I want you, who are the source of this goodness. Where is nothing but goodness, where nothing but bliss, where nothing but immortality. I want that. This has been enough. You are so kind to give me. There was a little bit here and there that is always mixed how your creation is. It is not all, everything honey and milk. There are something like bitter. There are good vegetables. There are also bitter gourd, which are to taste bitter. So it was all right, but I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for giving this. That's what when we come to this world is one song by a poet Ayodhyanatha Prakash in Bengali. Sri Ramakrishna used to like this song very much. And Swami Vivekananda sang this song to Swami Sri Ramakrishna for the first time. Mono jolo nije niketane. Oh mind, go to your own abode. You are here in this world as a foreigner, as a tourist. Don't get caught in this world. You are not meant to remain here forever. You have come here just to see and enjoy the world. And then we have gained the knowledge, then you have to go to your place. Don't get caught in this world. In this world it is dangerous. There are objects which attract you, beautiful places. You like to stay overnight, but you have to reach New York. You don't want to get stuck in the valleys, beautiful valleys. Be aware of that. Vishaya Panchak, there are 5 objects of senses, and there are the created beings. But know that they are not yours, that is not your goal. Don't think that to be your own. Your own is that being from where you have come, who is the infinite, and you are the part of that Brahman, that God, that infinite reality. You belong to that. You don't belong to this world. This world is just a place where you have come to enjoy and work and educate yourself. Someone said what the world gives, it gives 3 things: education, entertainment, and enjoyment. That is it. And enjoyment also 2 types. Some are good, some are not good, but experience actually. So then it says, you have to, there might be dark. There might not be light, and then you lit the light. What the light you have? You have the light of love. Don't give that away. Always keep that light of love with you. Whenever you need, you are stuck up, you forget the way, then you light the love. Love for God. Burn that light, just on that flashlight, and you will find your way clearly. And always try to tread on the path of truth. Don't deviate from that. And path of truth is a field task. It may be difficult, but go there. That is the way. And on this way, when you have come, you need some money. We need to buy something. You need to eat. What is the wealth that you have? That wealth is the merit. Good work that you have earned, that you have done in this world, that is your wealth. That wealth is make you proceed on your way towards goal. And that thing, the good work, good merit that you have, keep that secretly. Don't show that to anyone. Be that in your heart. But keep that carefully. Go on earning that thing by doing good work in the world. But this highway is set with robbers. It's not safe every time. So you should be careful about that. What are the robbers? Lobha and moha. Greed and delusion are the robbers. They may try to rob you of your wealth. So there is danger, be careful. So if you find that robber coming, you will understand robber coming. Greed and delusion. Delusion is the thing which thinks that this world is permanent. Delusion is an idea for mind which takes just the reverse idea for the thing. What is impermanent, it thinks to be permanent. What is not good, it takes to be good. What is not blissful, it thinks it is blissful. Like that idea when it comes to the mind, it is the delusion. And delusion causes greed. These two robbers, they often infest the way. So how will you protect yourself? Then it says, the song says, and those robbers take away everything of the traveler. So keep 2 security guards, 2 policemen with you. What are the policemen? Shama and Dama. Control of mind and control of senses. Always keep with them. Whenever these robbers come, call them and they will come. When they are strong and they are with you, then there is no fear. They will control that. And suppose sometimes you are tired, you've forgotten the way. You are traveling, you have forgotten the way. Which way to go? Then whom will you ask? And you are weary of the travel. Really, I'm not able to progress, I'm not going, it seems. Then if you are tired, take a rest. And ask him the way. Like when you forget the way, which way to go, you go to the gas station. Where to go, which way to take. There it says, the way where you have to ask, go to holy man. Go to holy man and ask him the way. He will guide you. He will guide you which way to go. Take his company and you will have no fear. And if still you find very fearful, oh my God, there are robbers and there are the wayfinding, forgetting, it may be dark, then what you should do? Then cry loudly, cry of the king, of the ruler, of the administrator. And when you cry with your heart, from your heart, then that king will come to protect you. The king is very powerful. Even death is afraid of that king. And that king is God. Whenever you find you are helpless, these police are not working perfectly, you are the holy man, you are not getting to guide you, then whom to take? And call with a full concentration, with a warning to the king, and king will come and protect you. That's the beautiful song that Swami Vivekananda sang for the first time to Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali, Monu Chalo Nij Niketane. Now, it is said that there is a story of Ajamila. Ajamila was, in his later life, he took to some unlawful means and was very sense-indulgent. And slowly the death was coming, and he wanted his people beside him. And by wanting people, he called his son's name. Oh son, where are you? And son's name, he had put the name of God, Narayana. And he said, Narayana, come. And it was the last moment that he was going to give a body. He just spoke the name of Narayana, and his son came or not, it is not written, but really God came to take him. As we heard from the story that was there, that how God comes to take us in the form which we like, which we love. That's what Gita says. What we read is written in the Gita. Sri Krishna wrote so many times ago, and you see in the story of Swami Subodhanandaji. And Narayana came and took him. And that was the Ajamila. But Sri Rama, this story was said to Sri Ramakrishna. He told God's name at the end without even thinking of God perhaps, and he went to heaven. He went to that all path of God's, path of light. So it's so easy, it seems. We may do anything wrong throughout our life, but at the end, if by chance we could repeat the God's name, then we will go to God. So we let us all indulge into sense enjoyment, and we do that. Sri Ramakrishna said, no, that doesn't happen. Whatever you do throughout your life, that comes at the last moment. Last moment is the summation of your thoughts and deeds of your whole life. And Sri Ramakrishna said, do you know why the name of God came to that man? That man was in the latter life, little diverted from the right path. But throughout his life, he was a very nice, holy man, a devotee of God. So that work, he had worked in a nice way, that had good merit, came at the end, as this karma phala, and he remembered the name of God. Intentionally or unintentionally, he called God, and God came. That's what it says. In the Gita it says, Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samad bhavam yati nasti atra samsaya. At the time of death, anyone who departs by giving up the body while thinking of me alone, he attains my state. There is no doubt about this. So if we think of God at this final moment of our journey, that will be having everything. Good, nice ticket, confirmed air ticket, we have luggage packed, and we are ready to go. The plane will go on time. We have checked on internet, flight is okay, and pilots are there. We go to the air, and you pursue. You go to the place where you wanted to go. Happy journey, happy ending, wonderful. You reach there to whom you have been seeking throughout your life, throughout your lives. You have been seeking, and you reach that being. Just embrace, and if you want to merge in Him, you are a Advaitin, just go and merge in Him. Become one with God. If you are a Dvaitin, follower of dualism, then you say, Lord, I want to serve you, rest of whatever eternity. I want to be with you. I want to be your companion. I want to be your servant. I want to be like you. Sayujya, Sarupya, Salokya. I want to be in your heaven throughout eternity. Whatever you seek, but the need is to remember God at the time when we take the final journey. And it is said, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalavaram. You remember me, then you reach me. But what will happen if I don't remember you? Whatever you remember, that you will get. That is one thing. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. Whatever you remember. Tejatyante kalavaram. When you, kalavaram is body. When you give up your body, that moment, whatever you remember, tam tame vaiti kaunteya sadata bhava. Tam tame vaiti kaunteya. That thing you will become. Why? Sada tad bhava bhavita. Because you have been thinking that thing throughout your life. So this verse says that last moment is you have to prepare throughout our life. Packaging, buying things, for the travel has to be done throughout, preparation needs to be done throughout our life. Then the journey will be happy, journey will be successful. Otherwise, we want to reach somewhere, we reach somewhere. Because there was no preparation for that. That's what happened to Bhartrihari. Bhartrihari, this story of Jadabharata. Jadabharata was, in a previous life, he was a great king. And this king was very meritorious and ruled country very nicely. And after ruling country at the mature age, he thought enough of this work in this world, I want to remember God. Ultimate goal is not ruling the country, ultimate goal is salvation, emancipation, getting the final journey. Country, rule, duties, these are all the sceneries on the way. We should not get caught with that. We need to give up that as we proceed further on our way. He was wise. He went to the forest to call on God, giving up all responsibility, all attachment, all sense of duty, and started meditating on God and thinking of God all the time. With that, his heart grew enlarged in compassion. He was watching the beautiful sceneries, the water flowing nearby, forest, all quiet, peace, the awareness of God. He was just merged in that. One day he finds that one deer was coming near the river. And the deer was pregnant and gave birth to a small calf. And it happened that mother died as soon as she gave birth to baby. Now king was seeing from his hermitage, his already soft heart got melted. Who will take care of deer? There are ferocious animals in this forest. This next moment the wolf will come, cheetah will come, tiger will come and pounce on that baby creature just born. Mother's heart was there, he brought that calf, young born calf, to his hermitage. Started nourishing, caring it, and give mother's love to it. Slowly, that calf became grown up. And still, that love, that he was caught then. He was caught in the scenery. Now this love transformed into attachment. Now whenever deer went outside, instead of thinking of God, he used to think of the deer. Oh, what happened? It has not returned. Did some animal came and took it? Some fox came, tiger came. So when the deer came, he used to be happy. So the thought merged on deer. So it became like a deer, became like a child to a mother. Finally he grew old, the final day came, he has to leave the body. So he was little aware what will happen to this deer. So thinking of deer, he died. And what happened, the story said, as it is said, whatever you think at the time of death, you become that. That king was reborn as a deer. So that story confirms this. Whatever you think at the time of death, that you become. That comes and protects you. So the thing is, we need to think of God. Therefore here is, but so many responsibilities, duties, how do we do that? How really we can think of God all the time, forgetting our duty, though he was thinking of deer, but that is what we do. This is my duty, I have to work, I have to think for my husband, I have to think for my wife, my children, my neighbors, everything I have to think. So where is the time? How to make mind in such a way that at the last moment I think of God? Sri Krishna said that is also possible. That is also possible. He said in another verse, he said, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Go on fighting, go on performing your duty. Everything you take care. But in your thought, it should not be your duty, it should be me. Go on doing your duties as much possible, as good as you can. But you keep me in your mind. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. Perform the battle. Keep me in your mind. So how it is possible? I think of something and I do another thing. Yes, this awareness. When we do, there is some other thought in our mind. We always do not put 100% of mind in the thing we do. Our mind fritters away to many things. So let our mind be focused on God awareness. Sri Ramakrishna gives a beautiful example. Haven't you ever had toothache? He says. When you have toothache, you do everything in the world. You cook food, you go to office, but always you are aware of your pain in your tooth. Always there. So like that, think of God always. A portion of our mind should think of God every time. God with form whom we love, God with the principle that is present in any form of God that you prefer to think of Him. There are many ways. You can think of the form of God, you can think of the name of God, you can think of God as all-pervading reality, you can think of God as present in every heart, any way, but have that God awareness while you perform the work. And then, Mayyarpita manobuddhi mame vaishyasya ashamsaya. Again he said, there is no doubt when you have given your mind and intellect to me, mam eva eshyasi. You will come to me. There is no doubt about that. But the preparation is throughout our life. It has to be done. Not that aim that it will come if you don't prepare. So there are, in another place it says, when we are constituted by this creation, we have three qualities, sattva, rajas and tamas. And everything in this universe is created with three qualities. And we are also with that. Now at the time of death, what quality prevails in our mind, that has its own effect. For example, Sri Krishna said in chapter 14, Yada sattve pravriddhetu pralayam yati dehavred tadottama vidam lokan amalan pratipadyate. When an embodied one undergoes death or gives up his body, while sattva is exclusively predominant, then he attains the tenthless worlds of those who know the highest entities. He goes to those environment where there is all sattva. But for that, he has to be filled with sattva when he takes the final journey. So, and what happens? Who has the predominant thought of rajas? Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangi sujayate. When at the final moment when you give a body, then when we are full of rajas, then what happens? When one dies while rajas predominates, he is born among people attached to activity. You will get that type of thing. Whatever you seek, that you get. That's a beautiful thing. Whatever you seek, you get. You seek God, you go to God. You seek word, you go to word. You can get attachment. What will happen if someone is predominant with tamas? Tatha pravinas tamasri mooda yonishu jayate. Similarly, when one dies while tamas predominates, he takes birth among stupid species. Means those who cannot reason, who cannot think. Like that. Maybe human form, maybe animal form, maybe plant form. But if tamas is predominant when we give it the body, we'll born to the world where we'll be predominant with tamas. So the last moment of our life is very, very important, and to take care of that journey, we have to take care now. Now, in the Ishopanishad it is said, Asurya namate loka andhena tamasaprita. Those who go from this world without realizing the truth, without knowing the self, without having the love for God, they go to Asur. There are worlds known to be sunless, dark worlds. They are enveloped in darkness. Those people who have neglected the self-knowledge and have thus committed suicide, as it were, are doomed to enter those worlds after death. So we need to try all the way to have that love of God, realization of the self, whatever we say, the same thing, to make us better person, to evolve our spiritual entity. Then when one dies, they say one remembers everything. In Ishopanishad there is a beautiful prayer. Now it says, Vayura nidamam nitam athedam bhasmantakam shariram. Now that death is coming, and the death where the person, devotee is there, he knows he is going to shed his body. One Swami said, I have met another senior Swami, and slowly he became weak, and we thought we to doctor. And someone was going to send doctor. He said, don't go to send doctor. Can't you see this naviswat, the breath coming from navel? This is what it is, just the preceding death. Why do you worry? No need of calling doctor. Just I'm going to die. Feed the people, students, because if I die there will be difficulty. So do all the things. I'm just going. Why do I worry? I go to mother. Many have seen Holy Mother. One Swami, our Swami recently, a few years back, 5-10 years back, he was very ordinary Swami, not very highly respected, not very known as high spiritual. He was diabetic and sick in our hospital in Calcutta. And some surgery was recommended, and doctor said, Swamiji, your surgery will be tomorrow. Tomorrow? No need to surgery. Why? Because Holy Mother came and she said she will take me tomorrow morning. You have taken surgery in the afternoon. No need. I'm going to Holy Mother. And really that Swami died in the morning next day. And Holy Mother must have come to take him. That faith, if we have, Mother is coming, Mother surely comes. We find such stories in how beautiful the death of Swami Brahmananda was there. We know that Swami Brahmananda, I'll tell you that later, but let me see how the prayer of a devotee on the deathbed. Now that death is coming, he says, now that death is coming, I pray that my life force may merge with the cosmic life force. So he identified with cosmic thing. Earlier it was just identified with myself. May that merge in the cosmic. May I become the cosmic, may I ego become the cosmic and life force. Let this body be consigned to fire and reduced to ashes. Mind, then it says to the mind. Mind, think of all I have done throughout my life. Think my deeds again and again. Whatever we have done, the good things, positive thoughts, that should come. So they say that just before the death, at the final moment, whatever you have done throughout your life, that comes. So if we do bad things, the bad thoughts will come and they will drag us to the bad world. If we do good things in our life, those positive thoughts, nice thoughts comes. That's what the Buddhist theory is also there. When someone is dying, they will always try to remind him of what good deeds they did in their life. So when they say you should die very happily, and really that makes the journey very happy when you die in a very happy mood. What great achievement you have done, remember that. I had a wonderful meditation and I was meditating, and that time I felt that God is with me. If then you forget that, at the death time, if you know that happened, remind him that scene. Then he will again come back to that scene and he will have very wonderful death and his journey will be very happy journey. What happened with Swami Brahmananda? When he was passing away in Mahasamadhi, then suddenly he said, "Oh, I see, ocean of Brahman, and I am floating there on a leaf of knowledge." Then suddenly he says, "Oh, I see there is lotus flower, and who is there in the lotus flower dancing? Oh, it is Krishna, Ramakrishna. He is dancing, and you see, can't you see him?" He said that at the last moment of his life, earthly life. "Can't you see him? Put the anklets on my leg. I want to dance with him. Jhoom, jhoom, jhoom. I want to dance with Krishna. He is caressing me. He is beckoning me to dance. Can't you see that Krishna is there? Krishna, I come, he said. But Brahmane Namah, Paramatmane Namah, he said, I bow down to Brahman, I bow down to Paramatman. The Krishna has come to take me. I go. Then he withdraws himself from all the things in the world and goes to the final abode. So happy someone has come. Here is the story of Swami Adbhutananda that is passing away. Adbhutananda was disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. He had no study of scriptures. He had never studied any Upanishads or Vedanta, but he had great love for Sri Ramakrishna, and finally he had the illumination by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. And when he died, what happened that one later Swami Turiyananda had written in 1920 to Joseph and MacLeod, American devotee of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Turiyananda writes, I am extremely sorry to let you know that Swami Adbhutananda, Latu Maharaj, is now no more. He breathed his last on the 24th of April. His passing away was indeed wonderful. He entered a meditative state from the first moment he fell ill, and remained absorbed in that state until he gave up the body. He had developed a small blister on his right ankle that developed into gangrene. All the best local medical help was requisite, but to no avail, and in 10 days he expired. He showed no signs of pain during his illness, but the wonder of all wonders was that after his death, when his body was placed in a sitting position to conform with some of the funeral rites, we found him looking so beautiful, so serene, so full of peace and bliss. His face beamed with light and an intelligence unspeakable, as if he were taking leave from his friends for the last time, with an exhortation of affectionate benediction. Really, it was a sight for the gods to see. We chanted the name of the Lord for 3 hours and then took his body, decorated with flower garlands, sandal paste, etc., in procession to the Ganges side and carried it to Manikarnika by boat to be immersed in the holy water on the Mother Ganges after due performance of the last rites necessary for the occasion of Jala Samadhi, the immersion in water. Latu Maharaj entered into eternal peace, and another son of Sri Ramakrishna joins him, making us feel poorer for this irreparable loss. Indeed, we have lost a spiritual giant in the person of Latu Maharaj, whose illiteracy and unsophisticated life helped him most to become what he was, a genuine and ardent devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. Holy Mother once said to a devotee who was saying, "What will happen, Mother? What will happen when we die? What will be our next life? I'm worried getting old." about death and next life. Holy Mother said, what do you worry? We are here. Sri Ramakrishna has promised that whoever has taken refuge in him, he will have to come at the last moment to take him by his hand. And the story that was read just said, someone came. You are going to some unknown place. How will you go? One thing is you have to read a lot, know, but we are going to some place unknown, unknowable. You don't read. You have someone there to take care. Someone will come at the airport to receive you and take you to the place, show you different places. It will take care of everything. You will be a guest to that person. So like that, we are going to that place. Someone is there. You don't have to fly even alone. At the very moment when this world recedes, that being comes, your most cherished being, most lovable being comes at that moment and says, come, John, I am here to take you now. The dream, the scenery is over, your sojourn in the world is over, come with me. Come to the world of bliss and auspiciousness. Mangala loke, ananda loke. Come, that's Sundara, you are beautiful. So that's what makes the journey happy. So those who have taken refuge in God, they need not fear. He is certain to come. As Sri Krishna says, asamsaya, there is no doubt that this will be the fate of man who has taken refuge in God and has firm faith that my next, after life, I will be taken to a better world and He will take my every care. So, happy journey to all of us, including myself. Thank you.